video is a response to the Ultimate Dawah course, video 4, Dawah to Atheists. Whether this video is accepted as a response will be an excellent test of whether Islam is prepared to brook rational, sensible criticism or not. If it is not accepted, then Khalifa Clothing, who provided the video, is not a real Dawah provider. It's a junk channel and not fit for purpose, and I urge Muslims who see this video to realize that if they can't take reasoned criticism, their religion is not worth very much. From a stylistic point of view, the speaker starts very badly, alienating atheists by calling us a fringe movement, even though we are a majority in several European countries and are the de facto majority in the academic community, which arguably matters much more. He then demonstrates that he doesn't even have confidence in his own position, arguing not that belief in God is logical and reasonable, but merely that he believes it is logical and reasonable. This is almost an admission of defeat from the start, but let's continue. He proceeds to bastardize the principles of logic, claiming that logic is demonstrated as being limited because ancient Greek philosophers allegedly came to the conclusion that a cannonball should fall faster than a marble. Never mind that he alleges this claim was made thousands of years before the invention of cannons. That conclusion is not a logical one, it is an inductive one. Light objects do tend to fall slower because they are slowed by air resistance, but not knowing what air was, the Greeks did not know this and so made the perfectly reasonable inductive conclusion that light objects fell slower than heavy ones. This demonstrates not a failure of logic, but a failure of inductive reasoning based on insufficient evidence. He then makes an absolutely fallacious claim that just because a majority of people believe in God, that makes it a justified position. It is often a corollary of things being true that lots of people believe in them, because it is often true that true things are useful to believe. But it is also true that sometimes untrue things are useful to believe, and so lots of people believe them. Religion has held an implicit monopoly on coercive force for the majority of recorded human history, and thus it has always been useful to accept its precepts. Only with the advent of methodological naturalism did it start being useful to be an atheist, so one could unburden oneself from primitive and restrictive biblical or Quranic literalism and do some good science. However, the malign influence of religious coercion endures, and most people are indeed still trapped in a system of belief that is both unethical and unevidenced, but endures because it promotes traits like blind faith, a horror of experimentation and individualism, and a horror of new ideas. Simple stuff. Just because lots of people believe something does not make it true, nor does how loudly they shout about it. His nature versus nurture argument stating that religion is natural can be safely ignored, because even if it is true, and it isn't, it doesn't matter in the slightest. It's also natural to hate people of different skin colours. That's basic instinct born of primeval kinship structures. It doesn't make it good or valid. He then attempts the argument from design, which I'm not even going to bother going into. David Hume, in my opinion the greatest skeptic of all time, demonstrated this argument to be completely flawed 300 years ago. Every serious philosopher in the game acknowledges this. It's ludicrous to continue using it, given its complete and utter discreditation, and shows that the speaker is either ignorant of basic history of philosophy or willfully dishonest. Oh, and by the way, camels don't retain liquids in their hump. That's a children's fairy story. Their humps contain fat. It's crass ignorance, and it shouldn't be tolerated by anyone. I have discredited enough of this idiocy, and I won't insult your intelligence by continuing, dear listener. 13 minutes in, and every single thing he has said is either stylistically incompetent, intellectually dishonest, or devoid of truth value. This man deserves your ridicule, not your respect, and his belief system remains very much in doubt. If any Muslim attempts to actually follow these Dawah instructions to a competent thinker, he or she will be deservedly annihilated.